Before Liara T'Soni became the Shadow Broker, before she became one of the galaxy's most important source of information, and before her knowledge helped shape the future of every civilization, she was simply a scientist searching for answers. Let's take a look at her story. Liara T'Soni is an Asari archaeologist and researcher specializing in the Protheans, a mysterious ancient civilization that disappeared more than 50,000 years before the events of Mass Effect. For most of her life, Liara dedicated herself to understanding the remains of this lost species, studying their ruins, technology, and history in an attempt to uncover the secrets they left behind. Her fascination with the Protheans was not driven by a desire for fame or power. Unlike politicians and military leaders, who often look toward the future, Liara was fascinated by the past. She believed that civilization could learn from those who came before them, and that even the smallest discovery could reveal something important about the galaxy's history. Born on Thessia, the homeworld of the Asari, Liara grew up surrounded by one of the oldest and most advanced cultures in the galaxy. She is the daughter of matriarch Benezia, one of the most respected figures among the Asari. However, despite her mother's influence and reputation, Liara chooses a very different path. While Benezia is known for her political influence and wisdom, Liara finds her purpose in science and exploration. She spends years studying ancient ruins and researching Prothean artifacts, even working alone and far away from the rest of society. This dedication makes her incredibly knowledgeable, but it also means she has little experience with the larger galaxy outside of her research. Although Liara is already over 100 years old when the events of Mass Effect begin, she is still considered very young for Asari standards. The Asari can live for nearly 1,000 years, and because of this, Liara is viewed by many of her own people as inexperienced. Liara is far more comfortable analyzing forgotten Prothean ruins than navigating political conversations or social situations. Her life has always revolved around knowledge, discovery, and research. She has spent years searching for answers about the past, never expecting that those answers would soon become the key to the galaxy's survival. That changes when Commander Shepard finds her on the planet Therum. During an investigation connected to the Spectre Saren Arterius, Shepard discovers that Liara's research may be connected to the mysterious visions caused by an ancient Prothean beacon. Believing her knowledge could help uncover the truth, Shepard travels to the Prothean ruins where Liara is conducting an excavation. However, this mission quickly turns into a rescue operation. Liara becomes trapped inside the ruins, surrounded by dangerous technology and enemies, until Shepard and the Normandy crew arrive. After being rescued, she joins Shepard's mission and begins investigating the information hidden within the Prothean discoveries. This moment completely changes the direction of Liara's life. For years, she believed that she's studying history, and now she discovers that history is repeating itself. Through her research, Liara helps Shepard understand the meaning behind the beacon visions. What first appears to be a collection of confusing images slowly reveals a terrifying truth. The Protheans were not simply a civilization that disappeared, they were victims of an ancient cycle of destruction caused by the Reapers. For Liara, this discovery is devastating. The civilization she spent her life studying was not lost because of natural decline or internal conflict. It was destroyed by a threat that had remained hidden for 1,000 years. The Reapers were real, and they were coming back. As Liara joins the Normandy crew, she begins experiencing a galaxy far different from the isolated world of archaeology she knew before. Traveling with soldiers, engineers, and leaders forces her to step outside her comfort zone. She is no longer observing history from a distance. She is becoming part of it. During the mission against Saren, Liara's knowledge of the Protheans becomes one of Shepard's greatest advantages. Her ability to analyze ancient technology and interpret forgotten information helps the team uncover the truth behind Saren's actions and the threat posed by Sovereign. But the fight against the Reapers is not only a scientific discovery for Liara, it is also a deeply personal journey. One of the hardest moments she faces comes when she learns that her own mother, matriarch Thessia, has become involved with Saren and has fallen under the influence of Sovereign. For Liara, this is a loss of someone she once admired. Thessia was one of the most important people in Liara's life, and seeing her controlled by the Reapers forces Liara to confront a painful reality. Even the strongest individuals can be manipulated by forces they do not fully understand. Although Thessia briefly regains control of herself, the encounter leaves Liara changed. She loses her mother, but she gains a deeper understanding of the danger facing the galaxy. By the end of Mass Effect, Liara is no longer the same scientist who was rescued from the ruins on Therum. She begins the story as someone searching for knowledge about a civilization that no longer exists, and she ends as someone fighting to protect the civilization that still remain. The events of the first game force Liara to grow faster than she ever expected. She learns that knowledge alone is not enough, it must be used. Understanding the past means nothing unless it helps shape a better future. After helping Commander Shepard stop Saren and revealing the existence of the Reapers, Liara's greatest challenges were still ahead of her. The destruction of the original Normandy would become one of the most painful moments of her life. When the ship was attacked, Commander Shepard was presumed dead. For most people, losing someone like Shepard would have meant accepting an impossible loss. For Liara, however, it was not that simple. The person who had given her a purpose beyond archaeology was gone, and she refused to allow Shepard's story to end there. During the following 2 years, Liara went through a transformation that few people who knew her before could have predicted. The quiet scientist who once struggled with social situations and preferred ancient artifacts over conversation with strangers became someone far more determined and experienced. Instead of studying civilization that had already disappeared, Liara began studying people and organizations that controlled the present. Information became her new field of research. Secrets, hidden connections, political movements, and criminal networks replaced ancient ruins and Prothean artifacts. Because in a galaxy filled with conflict, information could be just as powerful as any weapon. Liara's search eventually led her into the dangerous world of information brokers. These individuals collected and sold knowledge to the highest bidder, influencing governments, corporations, and criminal organizations from the shadows. It was a world built on manipulation, deception, and secrets, but it was also a world where Liara's intelligence and determination gave her a unique advantage. Her goal was simple: find out what happened to Shepard and make sure that the commander's legacy was not forgotten. During this search, Liara discovered that Shepard's body had become the target of powerful enemies. Realizing the importance of protecting it, she worked with Farron, a Drell operative connected to the Shadow Broker, to recover Shepard before the body could be used for someone else's purposes. It was a very important decision in her life. Rather than keeping Shepard hidden, Liara chose to give the body to Cerberus, an organization with the resources necessary to attempt something considered impossible, bringing Shepard back to life. It was a controversial choice, especially considering Cerberus' reputation, but Liara believed that restoring Shepard offered the galaxy its best chance against the growing Reaper threat. When Shepard eventually returned, the person waiting there was no longer the same Liara. By the events of Mass Effect 2, Liara had built a completely new identity for herself. Operating from Ilium, she had become a highly skilled information broker. Yet despite the transformation, the core of who Liara was remained the same. She was still someone driven by a desire to understand the universe around her. The difference was now that she understood knowledge was not only about discovery, it was also about responsibility. Every piece of information she collected had consequences. A single secret could change alliances, expose enemies, or save lives. Her new position also gave her access to something she had never possessed before: influence. But power was never what Liara really wanted. Unlike many people who seek control over others, she viewed information as a tool, a way to prepare for the coming war and protect those who had no idea what was approaching. Her investigation eventually brought her face to face with the Shadow Broker, the mysterious figure who controlled the galaxy's largest intelligence network. For years, the identity of the broker had remained hidden, while countless individuals relied on this network for information. With Shepard's help, Liara launches an assault against the Shadow Broker and its organization. After defeating the Shadow Broker, Liara inherited control of the entire intelligence network. For someone else, such a power could have been dangerous. Controlling the galaxy's largest collection of secrets could easily lead to corruption or obsession. But Liara saw this position differently. The Reapers were coming and the galaxy was divided, unaware of the true scale of the threat. With the Shadow Broker's researchers at her disposal, Liara could gather information faster than ever before. She could uncover hidden dangers, track enemy movements, and prepare for the war she knew was inevitable. Becoming the Shadow Broker represented the final stage of Liara's transformation during Mass Effect 2. But the most important thing about Liara's evolution was that she never abandoned the qualities that made her who she was. She was still compassionate, she was still curious, and above all, she still believed that understanding the truth was the key to survival. By the beginning of Mass Effect 3, the galaxy has entered the darkest period in its history. The Reapers have finally returned, bringing with them the destruction that Liara spent years warning others about. For decades, she studied the remains of civilizations that had vanished without explanation. Now, she is witnessing the same catastrophe unfold in her own time. The threat that once existed only in ancient records and forgotten Prothean ruins has become reality. She continues working alongside Commander Shepard and the Normandy crew, providing intelligence, analyzing discoveries, and helping the galaxy understand an enemy that seems almost impossible to defeat. One of the most important discoveries of the war comes on Mars. While investigating a hidden Prothean archive, Liara and the Alliance uncover information about an ancient project known as the Crucible. This massive device was a weapon capable of stopping the Reapers. This discovery changes everything. For the first time since the invasion began, the galaxy has something it desperately needs: a possibility of victory. Liara's understanding of Prothean history becomes essential in interpreting the information found on Mars. The knowledge she spent her entire life gathering suddenly has a purpose, far beyond academic research. The artifacts she once studied in forgotten ruins now hold the key to the survival of every advanced species in the galaxy. Throughout the Reaper War, Liara continues balancing two different roles. As the Shadow Broker, she coordinates intelligence operations and gathers information from across the galaxy. As one of Shepard's closest allies, she remains directly involved in the fight, joining missions and facing the same dangers as everyone else. She could have chosen safety. She could have remained behind the scenes, using her resources from a distance, but that was never who Liara was. From the moment she left her archaeological research behind, she accepted that knowledge carried responsibility. Discovering the truth meant nothing if she refused to act on it. Even during the darkest moments of the war, Liara continues believing that information is one of the galaxy's greatest weapons. A single recovered archive, a forgotten Prothean message, or a piece of lost technology could mean the difference between survival and extinction. This belief also leads to one of her most personal projects during the war. Understanding that the current cycle may not survive, Liara begins creating archives designed for future civilizations. These time capsules are meant to preserve the history, cultures, and achievements of the species fighting the Reapers, ensuring that if another civilization rises after their destruction, it will not have to start from nothing. This project represents everything Liara has always been. History is a warning, a lesson, and a connection between generations. The war also reveals just how much Liara has changed personally. When Shepard first met her, she was brilliant but inexperienced. She knew countless facts about ancient civilizations, but she had little understanding of the wider galaxy and the difficult decisions that came with it. The Liara who stands beside Shepard during the Reaper War is confident, capable, and prepared to make decisions that affect millions of lives. She has learned how to operate in a world where there are no perfect choices and where even the right decision can come with painful consequences. However, despite becoming one of the galaxy's most influential figures, Liara never loses the qualities that made her unique. Her connection with Shepard also remains one of the most important parts of her story. Whether as a close friend or as something deeper, Liara's faith in Shepard never disappears. She believes that Shepard is capable of uniting a galaxy divided by centuries of conflict and leading everyone toward a chance at survival. For Commander Shepard, Liara becomes more than just a scientist with valuable information. She becomes someone who understands the importance of preserving hope when everything seems lost. Someone who believes that the sacrifices of previous generations should not be forgotten, and that the future can only be protected by learning from the past. And this will be all for today's video about Liara T'Soni. My dear Mass Effect players, please let me know if you like Liara or if this video inspired you to play this game, because this game is freaking amazing. I love it. Okay, so for now, I'll be happy if you leave a subscription and like if you enjoyed this video, and I will be looking forward to see you in another video. So for today, bye!